Alright, let's figure out where we are. Last time we made a markdown viewer. We mostly use, oh, before that, the first time when I was streaming, I figured out I didn't have Rust. And let me see if I still have Rust here. Which Rust? Rust not found. Oh, sorry, the compiler is called Rust C. Which Rust C? Fine, we do have Rust. We have the package manager. And just to recall, we used my AI coding agent, which incidentally I vibe coded a few months ago, to make a simple markdown viewer. And let's see if we can open it up now. Cargo run. Cargo run. Okay, it's compiling things again. So this is a very good machine I have. Trust me, it's doing things wicked fast. I mean, don't be fooled by the time it's taking. I mean, if you try to do it on any old laptop. There you go. Here's the markdown viewer. Welcome to the markdown viewer. Welcome to the markdown viewer. And it still works. It's getting rendered live. And I'm always curious about how much memory a desktop app takes. So, what? Nothing showing up. Okay, let's see which one is. This is called. What's it even called? Iced app. Okay, iced app. It's taking 3% CPU, which is fine, and only 36 MB of memory. But you know what? Why is it taking 36 MB? Because it's a debug build. If I do a release build, which doesn't have all the debug stuff and has more optimization, it's going to take way less. Let's check that. You shouldn't trust anything which anyone says. You have to check everything out. Let's see. So the way to do that is cargo run data release, because it's gonna pass the dash release switch to the build command, to the cargo build command, and then it's gonna pop up the release build. There you go. Now let's check how much this is taking. 128 MB. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? The release build is more expensive? No, it's 35 MB. Oh, so we only shaved 1 megabyte. Not much. Alright. I thought it would be more than that. But anyways, it's way less than anything else that's running on my machine, including the IDEA which I use, including the browser. And I'm not complaining because the IDE does way more than this markdown viewer, and so does the browser. So let's try to make some changes here. Okay. You know what? We're not going to make any changes. Today's goal is to understand what AI generated. So let me close this. Let's try to understand the code. Thankfully, it's only one file and it's 109 lines, and it's using version 0.14 from iced, and it's using a package called web browser. Why is it using that? Good question. beats me. Maybe we don't even need it. Why would we even need it? Okay, so shall we try to comment it? Is this how we comment stuff here? And see if it builds. Cargo check. Uh, so maybe the AI agent was doing something else, and then later on it figured out it's not going to be needed anymore. So if it's not needed, let's get rid of it. Okay, now let's focus on the essentials. The first entry point in any application which runs on a desktop is the function called main. Historically been true, it's still true today, true in C, true in C++, true in Rust. I don't remember whether it's true in Go. So it calls a run method, that's all it does. And that does everything under the hood. And there's a way to provide themes. So ICE has a bunch of themes. So what are the possible themes? So one of the things I like about Rust is its documentation system. So I can say cargo doc, it's gonna generate local documentation. It's really cool. I really love Rust just because of this. Ooh. Okay, so it's taking longer to document the stuff than it did to build the stuff. So action is cheap, documentation is not. Interesting. Anyways, that while it generates, let's figure out what do we have here. So the application method takes in 3 arguments. So as far as I remember, the important arguments are the update and the view, and this is from the Elm architecture. Let's check it out. Elm lang. Yeah, so this is the Elm architecture which they have borrowed, and which says yes, update view. And okay, we can ignore some subscriptions because we don't have any here. So update is called for handling messages which are like a way for the application to change its state. So one part of the application can send a message to another part, and update can here it is, the documentation. So update can choose to change the state, and view is called for rendering the app. So let's see what it does. It shows so one cool thing about Rust is that it tries to be a purely functional language as much as possible. So every function has some inputs and one output. So the way I look at a function is I look at from the output side, because that's, if I completely ignore what's inside, all I need to know is what it's spitting out. So I usually start from the bottom, and good Rust code usually has one place at the bottom which is what it's returning. So the view function, it's what's it returning? It's returning a row. There's a macro. This expands to the row method. So okay, so it has 2 things in a row. One is the editor, the other one is the preview. And the preview is a okay. Cool. So the preview is the output of the preview comes from render markdown. Okay, and okay, content is the stuff which you get from the editor. Okay, and render markdown, what does it do? It okay, widget editor. Okay, it goes through the lines and turns it. So that's the part which I don't understand here. Why do you need to render the markdown? Because I thought you were supposed to use the I thought we were supposed to use a markdown widget, and instead we are using a text editor. Interesting. Okay, let's see, what do we have over here? Markdown viewer, and so why aren't we using the markdown widget? Interesting. That's the initial content, and that I can understand. Where did the markdown widget go? Okay, raw. And what is this raw thing? Okay, raw is a text editor. So the widget we took was a text editor, but I thought there was an example which had a markdown widget. Alright, and there's a render markdown. So let's go to the Rust documentation, iced, and this is what we have. Iced is experimental, yeah, we know all that stuff. So what we need is the widget and elements. Right, widget module, what does it have? It has a text editor. Cool. Markdown widgets can parse and display markdown. Okay, so why isn't this being used? Let's see if we can ask our AI agent to use the markdown widget. So maybe it doesn't know about it. Okay, use the markdown widget from the iced framework instead of a new markdown viewer. Let's see what it does. Okay. Okay, did it do anything? Let's see what it did. Okay, pulled in the markdown, and then instead of render markdown, it's directly using the okay, let's see, it's claiming that and while it builds, maybe we can read what it's supposed to do. not how it's supposed to happen. Uh, hmm, no, this is not the way. So this was not done. Check for build errors. Let's see what it does. Yes, build it and figure out for yourself. Okay, and it's going through some examples, and it's trying to do something. Okay, did something. Go ahead. Go ahead, please. Ooh. Okay, did it make some more changes? You know, that's one of the interesting things about AI coding tools. As long as you know what the end result is supposed to look like, you can let them cook. Just let them cook. Just give it a like nudge. Let it cook. Let it cook. Just keep cooking. Just keep cooking. Just keep cooking. All right. It says. Let's see how it works, or whether it works or not. Cargo run. Ooh. Now this is way better. Ooh. This is so cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here because we made some progress. We didn't plan anything, but we made some progress, and it's definitely looking like it's going somewhere. See you next time.